Tucked into a quiet wooded valley in Murrayshire, set against a backdrop of forested hills, is Pluscarden Abbey, a beautifully restored working abbey, the only medieval monastery in Britain still used for its original monastic purpose. Founded in around 1230 by Alexander II of Scotland, it was a house of the Valliscaulian order, a small and austere monastic community with roots in Burgundy. The site in the sheltered glen of the Black Burn was ideal for a secluded place of prayer, but its idyllic location didn't spare it from the upheavals of late medieval Scotland. In 1303, during the Wars of Scottish Independence, the armies of Edward I of England swept through the province of Murray while campaigning against Robert the Bruce's supporters. The English forces ravaged much of the region, including Pluscarden Abbey. An even more devastating blow followed in 1390. Murray was consumed with violence during a bitter power struggle between the church and local nobility. Alexander Stewart, known as the infamous Wolf of Badenoch, was excommunicated by the Bishop of Murray. In retaliation, he launched a violent campaign. He led his armed forces across the region, burning the towns of Forres and Elgin, razing Elgin Cathedral and Pluscarden Abbey to the ground. The fire of 1390 was especially destructive. Large parts of the abbey were left roofless and unsafe. The scale of destruction was such that the abbey struggled to recover, and some of the planned elements of the medieval church, most notably the nave, were never completed above foundation level. These two violent episodes left Pluscarden Abbey weakened, both physically and economically. By the mid-15th century the community had declined sharply, and in 1454 it was decided to merge with Urquhart Priory and adopt the Benedictine rule. It marked a turning point in their history and allowed them to rebuild. However, following the Scottish Reformation in the late 16th century, monastic life ceased and the buildings fell into ruin. It was only in 1948 that restoration started again in earnest, when monks from Prinwich Abbey in Gloucestershire re-established the community and began the careful rebuilding seen today. In the transept aisles, which were the original medieval chapels, and in the chancel and choir, the architecture softens. The beautiful contemporary stained glass windows sprinkle the walls and floors with coloured light. The modern timber-panelled ceiling is understated, but it somehow complements the flow of this tranquil space. The decoration is restrained and purposeful, reflecting its medieval origins and its modern monastic life. We were able to join the gathered congregation and catch the end of the service. The sound of the organ bellowing mixed with the monks' gentle choral chanting echoing in the main body of the church was breathtaking. Although you're not allowed in the chancel or the choir, if you squint your head around the corner you can see the great lancet windows of the high altar. The light shining through and mixing with the swirling smoke from the incense created the most beautiful shifting patterns on the walls. What a special place. This is a living, breathing church, and as you wander around you will bump into the monks going about their daily lives. Most of the buildings are out of bounds to visitors, respecting the privacy of the monks who live in this beautiful place. They are thoroughly modern monks and are very happy to talk to you about the history of their church and answer any questions you have, as are the members of the congregation that we chatted to as well, ordinary people from the surrounding area. We were just talking to one of the monks, and is it a monk or monk's helper? I don't know. And he told us to walk all the way down the back because we could see the original entrance to the abbey, and there it is in front of us. How amazing! Wow. You'd have come in that gate and gone round, and that bit that's blocked up there, that was the original front door. Wow, you'd have come in and gone down there and gone in the front. Amazing. The grounds are peaceful and well tended. The cemetery is simple, as you would expect in a Benedictine house. The graves are neatly arranged in rows, reflecting generations of order, worship and work. Pluscarden is still quietly evolving. A new dedicated women's guest house now sits alongside the existing guest accommodation. Behind the scenes there is now an expanded dining space, a new kitchen and an infirmary. There is also a new library designed to support both the monks' daily life and the steady flow of visitors who come seeking a peaceful retreat. It's also a reminder that the abbey has always been in some sense unfinished. The medieval nave was never built above its foundations after the upheavals of the 14th century. Newly exposed foundation lines make it easier to imagine the church as it was intended, and clearer signage for visitors, small, thoughtful changes to help you understand this place without disturbing the stillness that makes it so special. There we are. We hope you've enjoyed your tour of Pluscarden Abbey.
What an interesting place.
Absolutely interesting place. There was a service going on, but it does say in the information that you are welcome to join in the services. Tried not to take pictures in there at the same time. We did wait until the service had finished. But yeah, fabulous place. And thank you very much to the gentleman who gave us the little tip about going round the back to see the original entrance. That was nice.
Just made it, you could see how we would do it hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
You know.
It was very nice.
You can see the original door to the abbey would have been as well, so how you came round. Yeah.
And they're also, they've excavated in the past week, so the gentleman still said, they're excavating the original footprint of the original abbey, and the pictures of the stones that I've put in are from that original footprint, and so they're trying to work out what they're going to do with that to try and display it in some way or build something with it.
Yeah, because there was bits where the stonemasons had carved
Yeah, it's amazing.
Carved curves and all different things. And
Original medieval stonework.
But when you consider what it was like 60 odd years ago,
when it was built,
this building had been derelict for so long, it had no roof, the walls were tumbling down.
Yeah.
And in 60 odd years, how the monks have actually managed to get it done.
Yeah.
You know.
They've done an amazing job.
Yeah. So peaceful.
Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.